Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi and hello to my royalty, my lovelies. How are you doing today? Well, let's just get into it. So grab something boiling hot to sip on or freezing cold. Oh, yeah. Well, if you're anywhere near where I am, make it boiling hot cuz yeah, it's already like 6 degrees, 6 to 8 degrees out. Whew, I got stories. But anyways, let's get started because yeah, we're going to be talking about dating nightmares and politics. Oh, yes, more of that. I could talk about that so much. It's sad, but yes. When so many men tell me, what do politics have to do with dating? Challenge accepted. And it's also last year, how many men they would say, I'm not political, I'm unpolitical. Then you slide a political subject to them. And then you hear them say some of the most idiotic, awful, terrible, bigoted, stupid, ignorant things that you have ever heard in your life. And then when they hear me basically defeat them in almost every subject that they could even say, and the ones that I couldn't, it was because I was so dumbstruck. Like, you believe that? How can I? What? It just sounded like a CK wannabe. It just sounded like a CK wannabe. Yeah. But okay. Since I'm going to be talking about cold hearts in this cold, frigid weather, yeah. Try to sip on something nice and hot. So, okay. Watch the video that I put in, and yes, I just put the links in it. Once people want to either take it down or whatever, I allow them to either cancel the article or the video. I have over 600 episodes though, so either you're going to see more examples on the same subject or articles or resources or anything like that, or you're going to hear me say the same story in a different perspective or with another twist or with another of the reasons. So, yeah, if you already know about Mr. Lockakey and Mr. No Heart, you're going to hear about them in this episode and other examples because who the Heritage Group is like, I was trying to look up resources to prove what this woman was saying, and I haven't been able to yet. So, I'm going to be talking about this in other videos, but just the thought of it. And I know like some people are like, why do you watch anime? Anime is immature, that's childish, and but it's really funny because the Spy Family, some of what's going on in this clip or what she was talking about is going on with Spy Family. Because if you are a single woman, oh how dare you? It's like the federal officials or whatever can like tell you to stop and they question you on your relation status and things like that. And especially with voting, and now they want the documents and stuff at the voting polls, and now they want the names to match, but then women who get married change their name. So ladies, especially during this presidency, and I just suggest for now on, don't change your last name. It's like he knows you're his wife. And if he doesn't know, or if he says that, the only way that he will know it is if you change your last name. Really dig into that one. Go to therapy, ask questions, because especially with the history of women, and women used to be part of like the marriage deals and things like that, and we had no right for opinion. We were not allowed to have the higher education. And especially now, they're saying that it's partially women's fault, or it's women's fault for the lower birth rate because of us being more educated. And now more women own houses than men. And the most like highly educated demographic in this country are Black women. And a lot of, like, even dating, a lot of the men that I have met, who they hated my higher education, they hated my goals, they hated my knowledge with money, because a lot of them just wasted their money. But then they wanted my money. They would put me down for investing or saving or anything like that, but then they would spend all of their money. Then they would look at me saying they needed my money. And oh, and that's like, yeah, I've mentioned contracts. I want to have, like, create dating money contracts and different situational contracts, and like go over it with lawyers and stuff and things like that. And because so many times you watch People's Court and some of these, like, court TV shows, and they don't have contracts. I didn't have contracts. And the thing is, I wanted a contract. I had one, or I had a couple with Mr. Lockakey, but yeah, my dump, like, I put the contracts in an envelope in one of his drawers in his room or whatever, or his room is basically the basement. And on purpose, because he even bragged about it one time when he was under the influence, that he wanted to make sure I had no proof of getting my money. And so he tore it up and threw it out on purpose. But the thing was, I kept it there because it's like he needed money so often. If I didn't have it with me, I knew, like, because at first I kept it at the house, or I tried to keep it in my bag, but then going to work and always having to shift things around, I wanted to make sure I didn't lose it. And there were some times where I would have it at home, but then you would need to borrow more money. But then when I was like, okay, remember you borrowed money yesterday or a couple of days ago, or whatever. I need you to, oh, well, that was out of love. No, it wasn't. I told you I want the money back. Well, no, you love me, don't, like, and so many men do that. Like, you love me, don't you? But when you need them, they tell you to figure it out. You're smart. You'll figure it out. You got this. But how come you never got it? How come you can never be prepared? How come you can't budget your money? How come you waste every single penny and then look at me? But then when I needed every pink moon or whatever, it's like you tell me figure it out. And then when I do figure it out, you're like, oh yeah, she's smarter than I thought she was. Because some of them, they think I'm going to be so desperate that I'm going to need them so badly that it's going to get to an extent that I'm going to have to do something that I don't want to do. Yeah. And so listening to this video, if it's true, women, we have to have each other's backs. And some of the women who are just now waking up, yeah, you used to think woke was a bad thing, but I think some of you are finally waking up. You're finally getting out of the brainwashing cult that you've been trapped in for so many years, either by the male influence or the church/male influence or peer pressure or your demographic and where you live and or your family. Some of you might finally be realizing the awful nightmare that you helped create. I'm not saying it's not all your fault, but you helped create it. You did. You insisted on it. You did. When some of you say you didn't vote for this, 92% of the Black women, we kept telling you this was going to happen. Some of it is a little surprising, but like, we paid attention during the first time in office. We kept telling you. And I mean, oh my gosh. And then we saw, and many of us started reading Project 2025, and we kept telling you. But then you guys kept saying, I have Black fatigue. Oh, Black people do this. They just want to be the victims. They just like, now what? Now what do you have to say? Because Now looking at this Heritage USA what and stuff. Oh, if you're not, if it's true, if you're not married by 30, okay, well, some people don't meet their loved one until after, because isn't marriage supposed to be about love? And especially while dating and stuff, I've realized over the years that most men, they don't care about the personality of the woman as long as she's submissive. They don't care about the characteristics of the woman as long as she's beautiful. Do you know how many men who have meshed with me and I'm looking at their profile thinking this makes no sense? And then I ask them, sometimes I swipe right and I'm like, why did you swipe right on me? Because I want to know. And they're like, you're beautiful. You're pretty. I like how you look. And some are like, you look like you're mixed. Based only on looks. When I tell them, okay, what about my profile? Oh, I didn't read it. Let me look over it. You didn't read it. You didn't read it. But you're matching with me. You're matching with me, but you didn't read my profile, a dating profile. And it's like for some women, dating is important. It's not just Tinder type. It's like some of us are actually looking for a relationship, short term, long term, whatever. But over the years, especially last year, I kept hearing men, and that's one reason why I kind of wonder, are some of these male dating guru guys telling men that dating apps are not for dating? Because I kept hearing so many men tell me this, and I'm like, where did you get this information from? Because when I hear so many men saying the same thing, I know they got it from one of these idiotic, awful, terrible, stupid, like so-called dating professionals, which they don't know how to date. They just know how to degrade and torment and troll and degrade women or treat women like we're only of one use. But yeah, by the way, check out my Patreon. Check out my other episodes. I have so many screenshots that prove my point. Because with a lot of the videos lately, they keep proving the points that I have made over the last couple years. It's like I now have over 600 episodes, so bon appetit. Because there are some men who are like, you're old and you're this, you're that. Other than the bedroom attention, what could you ever provide me? And or we don't care about your hobbies. Just bend over or shake your assets or whatever. And or like, yeah, basically everything is about looks, body parts, and a woman providing in that way for a man. And it's they don't when some of them read my education, I've had men write me, why'd you waste your time in school? You were supposed to have gotten married and had kids. And the thing is, I wanted to get married and have kids, but at the same time, I wanted to be able to be in love with the person. And Mr. Lockakey blackmailed me into the relationship, and every time I was trying to break up with him, he threatened his life. Literally. Showed me the news, showed me the different ways that he was going to eliminate himself if I broke up with him. And he stole from my purse, which is like, yeah, it's like catch up, listen to the episodes. I talk all about it so many times. But it's like that was 5 years of my life. And having an undiagnosed disability, people would tell me, my mom specific, well, yeah, first my mom, as long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. So I'm already thinking I'm not worth anything. I'm already thinking that no man's ever going to want me or love me to the point to even want to marry. And if they do want to marry me, it's only so that I can clean their house and cook for them and stuff like that. And or they were just going to marry me so they can use me in those ways, but they're going to cheat on me because they didn't love me. They just wanted to take advantage of all of the things I was capable of doing for them, which brings me up to Mr. No Heart, because that's basically what he did. He didn't love me. I'm going to be doing like a series on love and the types of love, and because ever since I heard from a rabbi at our church, because he came like once a year for a while. He had one sermon about the 50 types of love and things, and the way Mr. like No Heart, it took him 5 years. Mr. No Heart, it took him 5 years. Mr. Lakaki said it like almost immediately, but that he was just love bombing. He was just trying to trap me or try to trick me into the relationship. And And he only wanted to date me because of how I looked. He pretended that it was my education as well, because he would go around the bar bragging, "Oh, guess what? My future girlfriend." And I'm like, "But I'm not your girlfriend." Like, because yeah, whenever he would come back, I'm like, "I'm not your girlfriend. We're not dating. Remember, we're friends." I like on the dating app, I told you we're not compatible. But since we're both looking for friends, I said we can be friends. But then, yeah, I didn't know he was tricking me, trapping me, and doing like trying to blackmail me. I didn't know he had a plan on how he was going to do that. And then for years, like I was scared that if I broke up with him, he was going to do just what he said. But then with Mr. No Heart, he he lied about being a sapiosexual. He just he only played the part to keep me around, and once he knew that I was losing my interest, he would then be like, "Oh no, yeah, let's watch another documentary. Oh yeah, let's spend time. Oh, like I'll take you to dinner now." Like maybe once every 6 months, if that. But then, if he needed me to feed his children, if he needed me to help him with his gas tank, if he needed me to help him get his vehicle out of repo, or to get the vehicle, or to get groceries, or just so many other things. But then he would turn around and lie to his family, acting like he was the best boyfriend ever, when he was such a lazy, awful, terrible, cold hearted, just all of the things I. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Uh-huh. Well, this is an exception. This is an exception. But to think that even if what the rumors are with the Heritage Foundation are true, by 30, some of us women don't even know ourselves by 30. And some Republicans are trying to make it or change the whole marriage lineup, because if you want to get a divorce, they want to take default out as an option. And some Republicans want to make it so women are not going to be allowed to file for divorce, since now, current day, most women are the ones that, or it's a higher percentage for women to file for a divorce, but then they don't look at why. They don't look at the why. And there are gonna like I've realized I don't want to get married. I It's like I've said this in so many episodes. I pictured myself in the white dress and like getting married to an amazing guy, and I want the long-term relationship still. I still want the the marriage type of relationship, but the whole paperwork and all of that stuff, after everything I've been through, after everything, it's like I helped, like with so many of these men, I've helped, and they knew I was going to help, and they took advantage of that help. And in the Bible, like, yeah, pastors make sure they tell women, you are the help, you are submissive. But now in America, so many men, so many lazy, awful, terrible, stupid, idiotic, cold hearted men, it's like they want to drag women down even lower. Like a lot of women, we have worked so hard to be able to get our education, to get bank accounts, to be able to even wear what we want to wear and do what we want to do, and have freedom of speech and have higher positions, own our own business and things. We have worked hard for that. And so the thought of by 30, I was still with Mr. Lakake, his addiction, and the way, like, I should have been like, if they're going to try to do that, they need to make laws for the men who try to trap women and lie to women. Do you know how many men have lied to me in order to date me? But then when I catch them, oh, but baby, 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 you like me now, don't you? You love me now. Yeah, I lied to you, but I just lied to you so that you would give me a chance. I lied to you because I needed you to open your heart to me. I needed you to get to know me. I don't know you because you lied. I don't know you because you lied. And if you lied now, how much more are you going to lie about? What else are you going to lie about? Mm-hmm. Right. So, with this, and then, yeah, I was with Mr. Lockacre. And just the thought of even our breakup, because I was, after his grandmother passed away, I knew he would not have the guts to do it. So that's when I was able to flee and run. And it was just to a point where I will never forget. I'm going to do the whole story time soon. Probably maybe Valentine's Day weekend and stuff, or the month of February. But when he applied to be a stripper, and he didn't tell me until after he got the job. Oh my god, like I don't know, it's just after he thought that he had entrapped me for good, because I think he, at the beginning, he knew he had to be manipulative and trap me and trick me and things like that. But then I think after he was like, "Oh, I exhausted her. She's not going anywhere." And her, I like her. She's in more pain. Her walking's getting worse. She's not going anywhere. I got her. I'm keeping her. Even though when he was under the influence, he would tell me once he found his middle school sweetheart, he was gonna leave me for her. And just to think, like, if women can't get divorced and then they expect us to get married before we're 30 and things like that, but then we end up with idiots, awful, terrible, despicable men like that. Like, one day he might just come at home and just say, "Oh, I want a divorce. I'm leaving you for said person." And or he might have a full-blown affair with her, but then he's going to blame me. He's like, "Oh, well, I loved her more than you anyway." But I mean, he said it while he was under the influence, but then once he got sober or whatever, I would tell him, "You're lying. I never said this. I never did that. You're lying. You're making it up." Who is he with right now? Who did he marry and have kids with? Yeah, with his middle school sweetheart. When I broke up with him, I wanted nothing to do with him. But he kept calling me and calling. But then while he was trying to get with me, while he was trying to get with me, he was looking her up too. When I told him that I wanted my money back, he threatened to, I'm going to need a part two to this, but he threatened, like, oh my, like, the things he did. Because he told me that the only way that I was going to get my money was that I would have to get back with him and sleep with him a certain amount of times. And if it wasn't to his parameters or his requirements, then I would have to do it again. And if I didn't make up my mind within 2 weeks, then he was going to double all of the parameters. And that's the only way I was going to get my money. But then when I broke up with him and then he found the middle school sweetheart, I was like, okay, now just give me my money. I don't want you. You have somebody. You have the woman you said you were going to leave me for. That's when he stopped like answering my phone calls. But then she would answer. And then she called me out my name. She called me the N word and told me she was going to take me to court and sue me because if I kept calling for the money he owed me. And I told her I don't want him. But then he lied to her, telling her that I was trying to get him back when I'm the one who broke up with him and I didn't want anything to do with him. He kept calling me. I just wanted my money. And I told him I wanted my money. And he threatened me or told me that I would only get it if I got back with him. But while doing that, he was calling her, looking her up, and found her. But yeah, yeah. So that's one reason why I wish, like, if I had known a better way to do the IOU, I wish. I really, I wish I did. There are ideas and thoughts that I have that I want to work on, and I have somebody that I plan on discussing this project with because, yeah, there are a couple of ideas that I have that could really help with with the awful situations I was placed with. And they expect us to be married by that point. Like, I dated a guy who told me, you can either get your master's or you can be with me, but I don't want a smart woman. And over the years, do you know how many men have told me something very similar? There are some men who are like, I'm not going to date an educated woman. I'm not going to date or marry a woman with a master's. I'm not going to date a woman who is going to be able to prove me wrong. I'm not going to date a woman that is going to like bore me to death with her books and stuff. Oh, you're a square. Why did you waste your time in school? And it's like, oh, well, I don't want more kids with you, but you can help me. You can help teach mine. You can make sure mine don't end up smart. He was like, but I'm not making any more with you because that'll be too much. And, or it's like dating a smart woman means I won't be able to get away with as much, etc., etc. So, yeah, with that one part, with the whole 30 years old thing, that is frightening, scary, and just horrifying. And the guy that I met after, which is why I'm going to have the part two, Mr. No Heart, it's a blessing that I was able to finally just, as like, he's part of the reason I wrote the standards, him and Mr. Lakake. And the final date, which was November of 2022, that's when I was like, you know what? I refuse to date such awful, terrible jerks. Because if you're going to give me a time line or a time limit and things like that with my life, you're going to tell me that I have to be married and stuff like that just for the fertility reasons. That's despicable. What about men? But then you want the older men to get the young women because, well, the hierarchy and the power structure and things like that. And these older men love these young women. Well, yeah, look at the Epstein list. Look at the Epstein list. Oh, but yeah, I'm going to need a part two and possibly a three and four because, the things that they want to do in this country, the ways they are showing how little they think of women, and or how they want women to be dumber. They want us to have less money. They want us to have fewer opportunities because they want to force us to just stay at home and make babies, clean the house, take care of the man. They are showing us that they only want us to be the man's help, the man's bedroom desire, his mental health expert, his stress reliever, all that stuff. And we have to stay pretty and skinny and all this other, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So I will get more into that in other and future episodes. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.